So guys, when to buy a stock exactly? When's the best time to buy a stock? How do you know, or when do you know you should buy a stock, or when you should get in? Basically, the right answer is you don't know. You'll never know. All you could do is come close or come very close. And the way you do that, in my opinion, is if you watch the history of any stock, you'll always notice that whenever it goes down, it goes back up. Regardless of the reasons, whenever it goes down, it goes back up. You'll find the silliest of reasons will make the stock drop, and the silliest of reasons will make the stock go up. So even if you're able to predict those reasons, when those reasons occur, when those events occur, the stock might not move the right way or the way you predicted. You could do all the research you want, read all the news you want, do all the technical analysis you want, look at all the ratios. It's still not enough to help you predict the direction of a stock. The only way to predict the direction of a stock is consumer behavior or investor behavior, because basically the price of a stock moves by supply and demand. If there's more people buying than more people selling, then the stock will go up. If there's more people selling than more people buying, the stock will go down. So you have no way to predict that. What you can predict is the business model of the company. So what I like to do is only look at companies that have proven themselves, big name companies with a history, with a business model that works and makes sense to me. Companies that have a competitive advantage, companies that I've used personally, for example, and I know that they offer great service, great product, companies that I can see with my own eye, whether they're doing well or not, whether they're growing or not, just by looking at their stores. So once I only look at these companies, I'll just keep them in my watch list, just watch them, and just wait for the stock to drop. And not just drop by a bit, hopefully like 20 or 30% more than their 12-month high, their 52-week high. So for example, Dollarama that I'm watching was trading at around 56, and it just recently it's trading around 41. So for me, just based on that alone, the fact that it dropped, the fact that there's a big difference between the 41 and the 50 is good enough for me to buy in. Also, the fact that 41 is relatively a low price compared to past years, not just the past year, but past years. And knowing the fact that the direction of any stock price is to go up, because a company, what they're working towards is to increase shareholder value. So they're working hard towards increasing the stock price. That's the goal. Whenever the stock price drops, that's not their goal. That's just a hiccup or an accident or a mistake. But that's not the direction. That's not their goal. So knowing that there's a strong team in the background, hard-working team working hard to increase the price of the stock, then I trust that with time, the stock is going to go back up. As long as I understand the business model, I trust in the business model, it makes sense to me, and I find that they have a competitive advantage, and history helps too. So basically I'll just watch big blue chip stocks or big name companies that I'll keep them in my watch list, watch them. As soon as they drop, for whatever reason, I'll buy. And I won't buy a lot, I'll try to buy a bit at first in case it continues to drop again, because it's hard for me to guess what's the lowest price. So if it continues to drop some more, if it dropped 10% more, so 10% lower than the original purchase price, then in that case, I would buy some more of the same stock if liquidity was available. And on most of my trades, I've been very close to the lowest point. And if I wasn't, then I'd buy some more 10% lower. For example, Starbucks, big name company I was watching, it dropped after the issue with one of the workers calling the cops on a black guy. Stock dropped to 51. I bought it at 51, and then it continued to drop. It dropped to 47. I didn't buy at 47, but now the stock is trading at 57. So 10% in probably like 3 months or 4 months, simply by following big name companies, waiting for them to drop for whatever reason, sometimes the silliest of reasons. Buy in, hold as long as you have to, and while you're holding, you're collecting dividends, and then sell as soon as you make a decent capital gain of your choice. Westjet Airlines I bought at 20, and then it dropped even harder, dropped to 17. I bought some more at 17.50, which gave me an average price of 18.65, and then I ended up selling it at around I believe 20.5 or 21, giving me a 10% gain. And I think I collected dividends once with that stock also. Walmart, for example, another stock that was trading in the 100s, and then it dropped. It was to 80 in the 80s, was trading in the 80s. I bought it at 86. It continued lower, it went to 82. Was ready to buy some more if it dropped in the 70s, but it didn't. It just started to go back up, and then all of a sudden good news came out about its profits and earnings, and it ended up reaching 100, which I sold at 100. So I bought at 86 and sold at 100, and that, I think that took me like 4 months, I think, and I collected dividends once from holding that stock. So as long as I'm buying big name companies, I'm not worried, because I know eventually it'll go back up, and while I'm waiting, I'm collecting dividends. So while I'm waiting, I'm making more with my money than if it was sitting in a bank account. So you'll never know what's the lowest point or when to buy in, but in general, you should buy you should do the opposite of what everyone's doing. So to go to nowhere, follow the crowd. So if you want to trade profitably, you want to buy in weakness and you want to sell in strength. So when a stock is going up consistently, it's not the right time to buy because it's already gone up a lot. So that price, any good news is represented in that price already. So you don't want to just like participate and join the trend and buy in when the stock is up, because it's most likely going to go back down eventually. But when the stock goes down, when people are selling, that's when you want to buy in. You want to do the opposite of what everyone's doing. Obviously, you have those exceptions like Amazon and Google, or Apple, maybe not Apple, but Amazon and Google just go up like an arrow. MasterCard, Visa. So if you find stocks like that, then yeah, you can buy. You can practically buy it at any time. It's going to go up forever. But with most stocks, they end up, even the big name companies, they end up going up and down for no reason. Procter & Gamble was trading in the 70s. I think I bought it at 74. I ended up selling it at 84. And Procter & Gamble is a huge company, so why the hell did it drop? And it was actually trading in the 90s. A year ago, it was trading in the 90s. So yeah, when to buy a stock exactly, you never know when. But definitely buy it at a moment of weakness when it's down, not when it's strong and it's going up. So now you have Tesla dropping hard on Friday because of the SEC suing Elon Musk, and now they just settled. They'll have to pay, Tesla and Elon Musk will have to pay around $40 million, and Elon Musk will have to step down from chairman, but he still stays CEO. Now that should be good news, knowing that. So if the stock dropped because of the SEC, now that this is over, the stock is definitely going to rebound on Monday. It's going to go straight up. So that means you should have bought it on Friday when it dropped for no reason. Well, not no reason, but when it dropped. If you believe in the company and its operations and they have a great product, they have a competitive advantage. So Friday it dropped hard, so that should be a buying opportunity, because eventually whatever made it drop is gonna go away and the stock is gonna go back up. So I was worried Friday I didn't buy because I didn't know the consequence of this event. What would happen if he gets sued or if he has to leave completely the company? Will the company remain the same way? Most likely it was, and I also suspected that this was just the SEC sending a message for all CEOs, all owners to respect the rules of the game. So yeah, it ended quickly, and now for sure Monday Tesla is gonna go back up, probably reach 290 or even 300. So it would have been a great opportunity to buy it on Friday at 270 or 266. So yeah, so I just wanted to make this video quickly to talk about when to buy a stock exactly and just give you some examples. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. If you can open an account with Questrade to trade on the stock market, use my referral code in the description below the video, so you can get between $25 and $250 depending on your initial deposit. Thanks for watching.